Good evening, and welcome to the Kaiser Permanente Bernard J. Tyson School of Medicine's commencement ceremony. Let the procession begin. And now, please welcome the class of 2025. Please welcome the Vice Chair-elect of the Board of Directors of the Kaiser Permanente Bernard J. Tyson School of Medicine, Dr. David Nichols.
Good evening, faculty, staff, students, alums, families, friends, and distinguished guests. Welcome to the Kaiser Permanente Bernard J. Tyson School of Medicine's Class of 2025 commencement ceremony. We have a wonderful evening ahead of us. Our school celebrates its second commencement in its young history this evening. We have the great pleasure of conferring the MD degree on 48 supremely talented, deeply compassionate, and laser-focused human beings. Our board has met many of you at receptions through the years and has heard about you from our dean, his leadership team, and through achievements shared with us along the way. Your poise, dedication, and innovative mindset reflect the attributes of someone very dear to our board and to our school community, whom we just lost last month. Dr. Holly Humphrey was a board member for nearly 9 years and board chair for almost all of that time. She balanced this somehow with nationally renowned leadership roles as Dean of the Medical Education at the University of Chicago Pritzker School of Medicine, and later as President of the Josiah Macy Jr. Foundation. In fact, when she took the role at the Macy Foundation in 2018, she had been with the University of Chicago for nearly 40 years, starting as a student and rising all the way up the ranks of medical education, delivering the country's first white coat ceremony address and starting a beloved tradition in medical education. She was loyal, she led with wisdom and grace, and she cared so deeply for our young institution. She led our board during some tough moments when the early days of the pandemic threatened to derail our opening, and during overwhelmingly joyful events, breaking ground on our beautiful medical education building, ringing in our school's first white coat ceremony, and standing up at this podium just a year ago, welcoming the inaugural commencement ceremony. She showed up, resolute, and worked on behalf of this school to the very end. I ask you to join me in a brief moment of silence in remembering my friend, colleague, and our former board chair, Dr. Holly Humphrey. Thank you. Commencement is a day focused justly on our students. However, this moment stands on the shoulders of many. I want to thank our entire school, our students, staff, faculty, department chairs, deans, Permanente leaders, and board members of the Kaiser Foundation Health Plan and Hospitals, and my fellow medical school board members for investing yourselves so deeply in this community. Each of you played a role in getting our class of 2025 to this moment, and for that we thank you. Tonight we will confer the Doctor of Medicine degree on 48 brand new physicians. Students, if I may call you that one last time, we are proud of you and all that you have accomplished. We are honored to be here with you and your loved ones on this special occasion. Congratulations. Our school experienced its first Dean and CEO transition last July as we welcomed Dr. John Dalrymple. Searching for a new dean was an intricate and involved process. We were focused above all else on finding someone who not only had deep experience in academic medicine, but reflected our mission, vision, and values. We left no stone unturned. And we found, I believe, the perfect leader for our school in its next era. Now, I would like to invite to the podium our Dean and CEO, Dr. John Dalrymple.
Thank you, David, for your very kind words and for all that you and our board do for our school. Members of our school community and board of directors, family and friends, and distinguished guests from Kaiser Permanente and beyond, welcome, and thank you for helping us celebrate the graduating members of only the second class in our school's history, the class of 2025. What can I say about the 48 people becoming physicians today? Well, to start, their journeys are unique to each and every one of them. They each saw medicine as a calling, a challenge, and a craft. Some had affinity for a field from the outset. Others took their time getting to that point. Some had support systems here in the Los Angeles area. Others brought them with them, and still others came here completely alone. They came together and formed a community, and they did it in a challenging environment. Most of them started in 2021, mid-pandemic, with the country trying to find its footing in recovery. Closer to home, the curriculum only had been tested on one class, and we were tweaking it along the way. Our school hadn't established any sort of track record, and it was in an intensive period of faculty growth and hiring staff to achieve steady state. Our original school marketing tagline at the time was, "The doctor you want to be and more." It expressed self-determination, that being a physician wasn't a cookie-cutter enterprise, that striking one's own path was possible, but it also stretched us to think about how medicine would be practiced in the community, how doctors should be cognizant of the systems surrounding every patient, and that medicine should be something accessible to all, and not just those with privilege or resources. Our students get this. Part of it resides on our curricular emphasis on equity, service, reliance on good evidence, and how to engage with each human being as an individual with hopes, dreams, and so often in a physician's office, fears. The other part resides in the innate people our students are. We get thousands more applicants than we have spots. Our admissions committee and all of our application reviewers and interviewers perform daunting work in selecting the ones who are the best fits for our mission, vision, and values. There are many, many talented people with remarkable backgrounds seeking spots at our school. The people we admit have reached deep within themselves and offered up a commitment to not only diagnose and treat, but equally, and maybe more importantly, prevent and keep someone well. Not only to prescribe, but to understand the dynamics behind the pharmaceutical marketplace. Not only to talk about exercise, but to strategize with a patient on how to get in a few simple stretch breaks during those hours at a monitor. These 48 people are focused on becoming the doctor they want to be and more. These future physicians, as innately talented as they are, didn't get there alone. As I gaze out into the auditorium, I see all of you who helped them get to this point. Family, friends, partners, spouses. You were all part of this journey. I want to take a moment to ask our 48 graduates to stand if you are able, turn around, and applaud all of those who are here to support them, and for us all to join in applauding all that you have done. Thank you. Please be seated. You trusted us with the talented individual you have nurtured and walked alongside. We are grateful for that trust. Once they matriculate, they enter into a community of some of the finest faculty and staff I've ever encountered in my 30 years of medical education. Our staff take care of myriad details, keeping the doors open, the laptops responding, the bills paid, the schedules covered, and very important to all of us, the accreditors happy. Our faculty facilitate, precept, teach, mentor, conduct research, and coach. And a few faculty members do all of these things. I'd like to take a moment to applaud our school's faculty and staff. That individual grew alongside of us and developed their own chosen professional identity. In our REACH curriculum, we set aside time for each individual to set goals and combine the knowledge, skills, values, and behaviors of a competent, humanistic physician with their own unique identity and core values. We gave them latitude to explore the gravity of becoming a doctor in the context of their own life's journey. And our hope is that they'll be able to formulate an identity that cherishes and uplifts the profession, steels itself to meet tumultuous times, and most critically, aligns with the mark they wish to make on the world as a human being. Our school does not sit in a vacuum. We are part of the Los Angeles area community, and our students are ready to serve. When the Eaton Fire blazed down the San Gabriel Mountains just a few miles away, it devastated communities. Many at our school were affected, and a few rendered unhoused. It was horrific. But out of those ashes came the resolve and selflessness of our school community. We had students with faculty preceptors volunteering at the Red Cross site next door to where I'm speaking to you right now, tending to the traumatized and displaced. I had the privilege of stopping by and witnessing this in action. Other students canvassed the streets, evacuating residents, volunteered at animal shelters, prepared meals, and took in their displaced classmates. These acts of kindness and service inspired all of us to come together and find ways we could help and heal. They showed us how to drop everything, mobilize in crisis, and devote ourselves to what is important. At its essence, this is what being a physician is all about. And many of those student volunteers are represented among our graduates this evening. You'll hear more from one of the great physician public servants of our time in a few minutes, Dr. Regina Benjamin. Much of her career has been devoted to the under-resourced and to closing the gaps in health outcomes in this great nation. We are in a challenging moment where public service is being called into question, where entire research portfolios are being dismantled, where even using guiding principles that our school and many others hold dear are being trivialized or dismissed. Our new graduates are entering into this context. They are well prepared. Foundationally, they have the skills and competencies to provide excellent care to individual patients and will deepen these in residency. Their minds are open to new approaches, and they have the judgment to rely on the data and the evidence. They know how to identify misinformation and to advocate for the health of their patients and to make a difference in health outcomes. Congratulations to our 48 graduates. We can't wait to see the mark you leave on the profession and on the human beings privileged to be in your care. Go forth and be the doctor you want to be, and more. Please join me in welcoming Senior Associate Dean for Admissions and Equity, Inclusion, and Diversity, Dr. Lindia Willis Jacobo.
In my admissions role, I have the privilege of getting to know our students even prior to their deciding to come to our school having a window into the remarkable early lives of some of our country's most creative and special future physicians. Jesus Eduardo Fuentes grew up near Stockton in California's Central Valley. He is a first-generation student and a proud child of immigrants. Prior to coming to our school, he taught in South Dakota for Teach for America and conducted community research in New Mexico. At our school, he has taken leadership roles in our student interest groups. He has been an admissions ambassador and member of our admissions committee. Jesus has also mentored college students in Mi Mentor programs, igniting interest in medicine. He balances all of this with a busy life as a parent of 2 boys and partner to Tabitha. Jesus has never lost sight of his origin story and has a deep commitment to working with marginalized communities. He will be starting residency this summer in neurology at UC Davis Medical Center in Sacramento, a short drive from where he grew up. Jesus is a shining embodiment of our school's mission and vision and the future physicians we need in this country. Please welcome student commencement speaker, Jesus Fuentes.
Thank you, Dr. Willis Acobo, for the introduction. And thank you, everyone, for coming tonight and those who are watching on the live stream. It is a privilege and honor to provide the student commencement speech for our class today. Today, I will be delivering a message in a bottle to capture, as best as possible, our feelings and experiences as we conclude this chapter and move on to residency. A message in a bottle is a form of communication stored in a bottle. It is meant to travel over distances and be found and opened by strangers. Historically, it has been used for distress signals, memorial tributes, even research. The oldest message that survived and was discovered over 130 years later was meant to help research the direction of tides. Today, I will be providing a verbal version of a message in a bottle that aims not to discover new tidal directions, but instead record the ripples we have made as we progressed as the class of 2025. Since it would be close to impossible to read our stereotypical doctor's handwriting, an audio version of this message will be shared. Dear stranger, this bottle contains within a host of feelings, experiences, and lessons that are not for the faint of heart. If you do not wish to know what a hose of water firing at your head is like, please stop listening now. For those who brave to proceed, this message is regarding the experiences of the class of 2025 at the Kaiser Permanente Bernard J School of Medicine. A unique situation of 48 students undergoing an innovative way of medical education, representing one of the most diverse medical classes within the United States. Being placed in small groups with all activities and in person, we got to know each other better than most as we underwent our shared experiences. From gaining our biomedical foundation in that first year on campus, to switching to being in different clinical settings every other day like a game of musical chairs in our second year, we began to understand the importance of not just medical knowledge, but also how to navigate and adapt to new surroundings constantly. For most of us, we also began to recognize the importance of taking care of ourselves. From running marathons to enjoying trivia, self-care also included making caffeine our new best friend and watching videos at 2 times speed. We felt the continuum of emotions, the bundle of curiosity, joy, and inquisitiveness as we explored the beauty of medicine, the nervousness and stress as we progressed in our clinical spaces, school tests, and board examinations, the anxiety and triumphs that came with applying to residency. Throughout the journey, we evolved in a nonlinear manner that matches the distinctive character and collective humanity that makes up the class of 2025. Many times, it felt as if we were our own small, bustling family in town, from studying at school to early morning Ubers to clinic to navigating the whirlwind of a jam-packed school day. We spread our wings as we stepped into hospitals and clinics, pushing ourselves to grow out of our comfort zone. We underwent those experiences together, yet each with a unique set of circumstances and feelings. We did not do it alone. The faculty, staff, and other classes of students were there with us on the journey. More deeply, our families, friends, and partners witnessed firsthand how much harder it is to live the dream than to simply dream it, and were often our steady anchors through the storms we endured. They kept us on track, supported, and guided. For this, we are enormously thankful. Please join me in the best applause of the night that they absolutely deserve. While we move on to the next chapter of residency, let us keep in mind and share this message. Our class has shaped us. Our shared experiences have molded us. I am confident this room of graduates will similarly mold and shape the environments they find themselves in. This class is one of the most diverse in the country in multiple senses of the word. From day one, this has been one of the biggest strengths and one of my biggest privileges. Let this serve as an enduring lesson as we embark onto the next chapter. There is incredible value and purpose when we embrace the differences amongst us, with great impact that follows. Our ability to recognize and celebrate those differences stands paramount to our work, for the rich diversity that has always defined this country stands at the intersection of uplifting the health of our communities. Let us serve as yet another humble example as we continue on our path. As Pema Chodron said, we don't set out to save the world. We set out to wonder how other people are doing and to reflect on how our actions affect other people's hearts. Our hearts are full today, and we hope that every patient that we saw in the past and will see in the future will leave feeling that we have tended to their hearts. I have no doubt we as a class will continue to do so, as I have been able to witness the humility and brilliance present in my classmates. As you, dear stranger, have discovered this message years from when it was recorded, I urge you to check on my classmates from the class of 2025. I am certain you will be inspired by what they have accomplished, not just in the field of medicine, but beyond, and how they have improved the world around them. To my classmates, let's enjoy the emotions and achievements of this day amidst the joyous feelings we have. Congratulations, my friends. We made it. Sincerely, Jesus Eduardo Fuentes in the KPSOM class of 2025. P.S. Please recycle this bottle.
And now, please welcome the Chair and Chief Executive Officer of Kaiser Permanente Health Plan and Hospitals, Mr. Greg Adams.
Good evening. Thank you, for Dr. Fuentes. Thank you all. It's a great evening. It's great to be here. I'm so pleased to be with all of you. I want to start off by congratulating the class of 2025, our second class to graduate from the Kaiser Permanente Bernard J. Tyson School of Medicine. Today marks an important moment in your lives as you begin your journey as physicians. Your dedication, perseverance, and hard work have brought you to this very special moment. And as you step into your roles as physicians, you carry the torch of knowledge, healing, and compassion. You are the future of healthcare, and I know that you will make a significant contribution to advancing health and healthcare in this country and providing compassionate, inclusive, evidence-based, and patient-centered care. I also want to take a moment to commemorate Dr. Humphrey. As Dr. Nichols noted in his remarks, we're deeply saddened by the loss of Dr. Humphrey. Her vision, her leadership, all helped to grow this school from its infancy to the first graduating class last year. She had an unwavering commitment to this school and was truly dedicated to fulfilling its mission. She will be deeply missed, but her legacy and her impact will live on through the school, through the students, through the faculty, and through each of us. I now have the honor of introducing our keynote speaker for today, Dr. Regina Benjamin. I first met Dr. Benjamin when she served as an 18th United States Surgeon General under President Obama. I was later pleased when she was appointed to the Kaiser Permanente Board in 2015, where she has served on the Community Health Committee and the Quality and Health Improvement Committee. But perhaps the most important thing she has done for you as a board member was to vote to approve the establishment of the Bernard J. Tyson School of Medicine on December 2nd of 2015. Thank you, Dr. Benjamin. Dr. Benjamin founded a rural health clinic in Alabama, which was severely damaged by 2 hurricanes over the years, and she was noted for continuing to work and to make house calls during those times of disaster. She is the founder and CEO of the Bayou Clinic, Gulf States Health Policy Center in Alabama, and the chair of Public Health Sciences at Xavier University in Louisiana. She is a member of the National Academy and fellow of the American Academy of Family Physicians, and she was the first African-American woman and the first physician under the age of 40 to be elected to the American Medical Association Board of Trustees. Dr. Benjamin's expertise spans a wide range of areas, including prevention policies, health promotion, and addressing health disparities. She has been a tireless advocate for combating obesity, particularly childhood obesity, and improving children's physical and mental health. Among her many accolades, she's received the Nelson Mandela Award for Health and Human Rights in 1998, and the National Caring Award inspired by Mother Teresa in the year 2000. Dr. Benjamin has dedicated herself to the service of others and to advancing public health. Her compassion, her pioneering achievements, and unwavering commitment to underserved communities serves as a model of excellence for all of us. I know that her journey will inspire many of you here today as you think about your own journey in medicine and how you will lead the transformation of healthcare in our country. I now call upon Dean Dalrymple and Dr. Nichols to present to Dr. Benjamin to present her with the honorary degree.
Dr. Benjamin, please join us. Dr. Nichols, on behalf of the Kaiser Permanente Bernard J. Tyson School of Medicine, I have the honor to present Dr. Regina Benjamin as our school's inaugural honorary degree recipient. She will receive a Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, in recognition of her unwavering commitment to improving the health and well-being of our country's most vulnerable communities, her dedication to creating more equitable and effective health systems, and her service to our country as the 18th United States Surgeon General. She has done this all while upholding the highest values of the profession.
The Board of Directors of the Kaiser Permanente Bernard J. Tyson School of Medicine is proud to confer upon Dr. Regina Benjamin a Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Benjamin.
Well, this is real special. Thank you. I have to catch my breath a little bit. To Greg Adams, our CEO, to Dean John Dalrymple, to Dr. David Nichols and the KPSOM board members, to my fellow Kaiser board member present today, Dr. Eugene Washington, to the faculty, including our founding dean, Mark Schuster, to the parents, spouses, the family, and friends, but especially to the class, my class of 2025. I want to say congratulations to you, and congratulations to all in this auditorium for what a great accomplishment we have today. You know, I was a member of the second class of Morehouse School of Medicine, the second entering class, just like you. There's something really special about being the second and being the second class. While the first class, they get a lot of attention, just like they deserve. But it's the second class that really proves that not only can we do it, but we can do it again, and we can do it better. So. You know, I really am truly honored to be here this special day and that you've allowed me to be a part of it with you. You know, I was just thinking, I remember when I first joined the Kaiser board, and Bernard J. Tyson and the board would have these long, very in-deep discussions about how we could impact the healthcare system, how it was our responsibility to be a part of improving the healthcare in this country. And when it came time to vote, Bernard made it very clear that this large financial commitment that we were going to make over long term was not for the purpose of cash profit, and probably would not ever make a cash profit, but that our return on investment was those of you sitting in these seats right now, the future doctors in the communities that you're going to serve. I can just see Bernard right now looking down on us, smiling, proud, with his great sense of humor, turning to Holly and says, "I told you so." And it's because of Bernard's vision that today each of you are joining less than 7% of the world's population that have a college degree, and an even smaller percentage with an advanced degree, and an even especially small but elite group of those of you who have a medical degree. You're getting a degree from a new and innovative medical school designed to train you in today's and tomorrow's healthcare needs. Traditional biomedical sciences, clinical sciences, and a new health system science, with the balanced excellence in patient care, research, and service learning. You know, you're going to be confronted by a lot of politics and challenges and whatever those challenges of the day are, but I know you're going to be able to navigate them. And so this morning I decided to just simply share some of my personal experiences with you so that you stimulate your thoughts, how you and your careers can make a difference. So let me tell you how I got started in organized medicine. When I was an intern, the year after, a few months after I'd left graduating from medical school, I attended the Medical Association of Georgia's annual meeting. And one of the intense issues that was being debated was that sexually transmitted diseases needed to be taught in medical school. I stood up in a room of maybe 10 people, 15 at the most, and I said I'd never seen certain diseases except in a textbook. The resolution passed, and the Georgia delegation forwarded that resolution to the American Medical Association. The Georgia delegation also took me to the AMA to speak to the same issue. and the resolution passed. And within 6 months, every medical school in this country was encouraged to include sexually transmitted diseases as part of their core curriculum. I learned that one person can make a difference, whether it's in medical policy or in health, whatever you think it can be whatever you want it to do, you can make a difference. I learned that I can make a difference when the National Health Service Corps sent me to Biola Battery. It's a pretty place, but it's a poor place. I found a community of working poor, too poor to afford medical care, but too rich to qualify for Medicaid. I liked the people, I liked the community, and I wanted to practice medicine there. But I quickly learned that practicing medicine wasn't just sewing up to shark bites. I had to deal with the land sharks, what I jokingly call the hammerheads, the lawyers, and of course the regulators, never thinking I'd become one of those. So I stayed involved in every organization I could, from everything from the AMA to the County Medical Society, our United Way, our Red Cross, whatever I could do to get services to our community. But I learned that my patients had problems that my prescription pad by itself couldn't take care of. Things like adequate housing, especially after Katrina, employment opportunities, clean water. The way the shrimpers would change the oil in their boats is they would empty the oil in the bayou and put more oil in the boat. And the bayou, which is a little river with no head, was black, it was dirty. And I tried to get state health department, said it wasn't their jurisdiction, EPA, it wasn't theirs. So we simply got some very cheap barrels, put them on the piers, on the docks, and asked the shrimpers to change their oil into the barrels. And they did. And they didn't want to be causing a problem, and the water started to clear up. It didn't take a lot of money, it didn't take a lot of effort, just took somebody to do it. And that's what we did. I'm going to tell you about one of my patients. I'm hesitating here. Her name is Miss Smith. That's not her real name, that's her HIPAA name. So, and I have to not slip. Miss Smith, 30-something-year-old black female lady. And by the way, most of my patients are 30% white, 30% Asian, Vietnamese, and Cambodian, and less than 10% black. But Miss Smith happened to be a 30-something-year-old black lady who was short and overweight. And she called me on a Saturday. The patients call me, and I know that if they call me, it's going to be something serious. It's not going to be, they don't call me for nothing. So she called me, and she says, Dr. Benjamin, I'm having real bad pain in my back. That ibuprofen you gave me just isn't taking care of it. She said, I went to that specialist you told me. He told me to lose some weight. I've been trying. I've really been trying. But I'm just in so much pain. Can you call me something in stronger? I said, sure, I can call you in something stronger. I can hear you in a lot of pain. I'm going to call you in something stronger, and I want you to come and see me on Monday or Tuesday. And she says, okay, I promise, I'll come and see you. Sure enough, called her in a prescription. On Tuesday, she walks in the office. Well, she's in the office to see me. I walk in the exam room, and she's leaning over the exam table in so much pain that she can't sit down. I asked her, Miss Smith, did you get the medicine? Did you take the medicine I gave you? You're still hurting. She says, well, Dr. Benjamin, I didn't get it. I'm like, why didn't you get it? You have insurance. You work for the school system in the janitorial department. You have insurance. Why didn't you get your medicine? She says, well, I couldn't afford the copay. And so At that point, I stepped out of the room, and I had Nell, my nurse, go across the street to Jim, our pharmacist, to get her medicine. And I went back in with the medicine. I said, Miss Smith, I can see you're in pain and you're hurting. Here's your medicine. I want you to start taking it so you can feel better. And at that moment, she looked at me, and her eyes were welled up with tears. And she says, oh, Dr. Benjamin, I didn't want you to have to do that. And I realized at that moment that cultural competency has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It has to do with allowing people to maintain their dignity. So I had to figure out how to get out of that. So I told her about the fact that we had a small pot of money that people had donated, called our medication fund, and that's what it's for times just like this. And Ms. Smith said, okay, she was okay. And I said, I want you to take your medicine. You can pay it back if you want to, but we prefer you didn't pay it back. And she said, okay. And so as I was leaving the exam room, many of you had this happen, she says, oh, by the way. And her oh, by the way was, can I get a work excuse? I said, sure, you can get a work excuse. Today is Tuesday. Start taking your medicine. You want to go back on Thursday or Friday if you're feeling better? She says, oh, no. I have to go back tonight. We have to strip the wax off of those floors. I've got to go back tonight. Here was a woman in so much pain that she couldn't sit down, but she was willing to strip the wax off the floors so our kids could go to school in a clean environment. And these were the people that our policymakers were saying were lazy, were not deserving. And I realized people like Ms. Smith needed a voice. You're going to be the Mrs. Smith's voice. In your circles, whatever you end up doing, you're going to be their voice. You know, when President Obama asked me to become Surgeon General, it was really with mixed feelings that I agreed to leave my patients and staff for 23 years for short period. I'm back there now, but for that short period. However, I did realize that I had now had 300 million Americans as my patients, and that prevention is the foundation of our nation's public health system. And prevention is the foundation of my work as a family physician, just as it was as Surgeon General. Anyone who's ever heard me speak will heard me say that health does not occur in the doctor's office and the hospitals only. Health occurs where we live, where we learn, where we work, where we play, and where we pray. Health is in everything that we do. And I believe that prevention is the key to building a stronger and more sustainable healthcare system. We have to make prevention part of our everyday lives and empower people to make better health choices. As Surgeon General, I had the privilege to release the first ever national prevention strategy, America's Plan for Health and Wellness. Our vision is, and still is, to move our healthcare system from a focus on sickness and disease to a focus on wellness and prevention. And my hope is that every one of you will play a major role in making that happen through public health and through public service. And speaking of service, it's often said, you make a living by what you get, but you make a life by what you give. It's so important that you remain active in your community. You know, as we leave here today, whether you go into primary care, specialties or subspecialties, whether you go into academic medicine or public health or even corporate medicine, please remember to remain active in your community because you really can make a difference there. This was brought home to me very concretely when I guess it was Hurricane George, in I guess 1998 or so. Hurricane George has made landfall on the Gulf Coast, over $100 million in damage in Alabama alone. Our clinic was destroyed. My nurse Nell and I saw patients from our pickup truck doing house calls for the next 2 years until we could find the resources to rebuild a clinic on higher ground and on stilts. And then just a few years later, Hurricane Katrina hit the Gulf Coast, bringing a surge of 25 feet of water. Our little shrimping village of Biola Battery, which was made famous by the movie Forrest Gump, it was hit very hard. With a population of 2,500, 2,000 lost their homes. The economy of the town was destroyed when the shrimp boats were left stuck in the pine trees, and our clinic was again destroyed. As before, I went looking for the patients to do house calls, but this time they didn't have any homes. Many of them were in shelters or in small camping tents on the ground. So we set up a makeshift clinic on the stage of an auditorium that was serving as a shelter. And so we provided basic primary care, and many of our patients had lost their medicines, their diabetic supplies, their asthma medicines in the storm and the water. We had nothing. There was no EMR at the time because we couldn't afford an electronic record. So I cut sheets of paper from copy paper. I took some copy paper, cut them in 4 pieces to use as a prescription pad, and I just wrote on there to the pharmacist, just bill me, because none of us had anything. And the patients had to rely on their memory, on the special guesses of what their medicines were, what their allergies are, and past medical histories. And so as I tell you this, you think that, well, 20 years ago in a small town may seem a lifetime ago, but it's not. It could happen right here today as a result of a natural or man-made disaster. But the community came together. They helped each other. And with the help of many volunteers, we restored our building. But before we could move in on New Year's Eve, in the wee hours of the morning, the building caught fire and burned down. Our twice dried out paper charts burned. We were devastated, but the community was wonderful. The patients came by, even though the ATF was there trying to figure out things, it was still smoldering. The patients, this was the next morning, the patients came by and they were hugging and they cried. And one elderly patient sent her granddaughter to see me with an envelope, and it had $7 in it. And it said, to help rebuild a clinic. She couldn't afford that. She had lost everything. But I said to myself, if she can find $7, I was going to find the rest. And you know, I realized that I was not alone in the community. The patients were there for me, and they will be there for you too. You have already experienced this yourselves. I've just heard about the Los Angeles wildfires, the huge area that they covered, and the Eaton fire that was just a few miles from here. Your studies were interrupted, and I understand that the School of Medicine community came to support, and you were right there with them. The recovery efforts, volunteering in various organizations, providing food and water and shelter, supplies, medical supplies, and medical care for people and for pets, as well as some animals and wildlife. I also understand as the students, you volunteered right here in this building and next door, which was serving as a resource distribution center and temporary shelter for evacuees. And that our students volunteered for the KP booth at the American Red Cross shelter here in the building. You've learned and experienced being a doctor is not just writing a prescription. It doesn't stop there. And now you are very well prepared to go out and serve your communities. But this time, you're going to be going out as physicians. People are going to trust you. They're going to trust you because you are a physician. You'll be looked upon as a leader in your hospitals, a leader in your community, a leader by your families. your sisters, your brothers, your little cousins, they're all going to be looking at you as leaders. But as physicians, we are truly, truly blessed. There's no other profession like it. It's nothing like seeing the look on a mother's face when you tell her baby is going to be okay. Whether her baby is 3 or 33, that look is the same. Our patients trust us. They truly trust us. A young woman who's being physically abused will tell you her darkest, deepest secrets before she will tell her pastor, her rabbi, or a priest, because you are a physician and she trusts you. In our hands, they're special. Our hands, we use them every day. We basically forget about how important our hands are to each other, but our hands are oftentimes the last hands that anyone will touch. A mother will put her baby, her infant, who's into the hands of a person that she has never, ever met. She will put it into a perfect stranger, but simply because you're a physician and she trusts you. Our hands are often the first hands that an infant feels when it's entering to this world, and sometimes the last hands that an elderly person will feel when they exit this world. So we're a truly blessed profession. And with this blessing comes a huge, huge responsibility. And you're going to pledge to that responsibility in a few minutes when you take the oath. But this leads me to leadership. I have two styles of leadership that I like to talk about. One is a servant leader that you've heard about all through history, through the Bible, and it's everywhere. You know, you do things not because for reward or recognition, it's because it needs to be done. And every one of you sitting in that seats right there have proven to be servant leaders. And you're a shining example for all of us. The other style I like to call, I made up, I call it leadership from behind. That is when you rise to a level of success that you don't forget to reach back and pull someone up with you. That's the sign of a good leader. But a great leader won't stop there. They'll push them out in front of them and make them even better. And they will let them know that if they start to stumble or fall, that you've got their back. That's a great leader. Your professors and the staff and faculty here will have your back now and in the future. And so when you want to think you're about to stumble, don't forget them. They'll be there for you. You never know who's watching you. You know, today is your day. However, it's really not all about you. I used to get my name in the paper and do things, and reporters tend to want to call you for a quote, to say the same thing they already heard you say somewhere else, but they want it. So I used to be really upset with when I get a phone call and my receptionist will say, we got a reporter on the phone. I'm like, just take a message. Until one day I got an envelope in the mail. It was a manila envelope. I think I'd been in a magazine, Time magazine. I'd been in a magazine. And this manila envelope was filled with letters from a second grade class. And each one of the individual letters had a version of the same thing. I saw your picture in the paper, and I want to be a doctor just like you. And I realized that when I get my picture in the paper, I do something to accomplish it. It's not about me, it's about that second grade class. And if just one of them became a doctor, it's all worth it. Your little cousins, everyone's looking up to you. Today, they're looking and they want to be just like you. So you have to continue to set a great example. take time for yourself. Be a doctor first. Be a good doctor, a very good doctor. And it gives you credibility. And it gives you the gravitas to influence. And don't forget that. Don't think it's somebody else's job. It's yours, particularly in today's world. The flight attendants would tell you to put your own face mask on before attempting to help others. You got to take care of yourselves. You're no good if you die of a heart attack, so you got to take care of. Exercise, rest, play, have fun, but keep your friends, particularly the relationships you've developed here, keep them close, because they will take you through hard times that'll come. I could talk to you, and I would talk to you forever, but I want you to become the doctors in a couple of minutes. So I want to end with a poem, and it's a poem by a renowned civil rights leader. I mean, it's not. It's a poem by an unknown author. It was one of Dr. Benjamin E. Mays' favorite poems. He's a civil rights leader, but the poem is entitled God Meant It, and it goes like this. I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, yet eternity is in it. I want you to use your God minute to make a difference. And so to my fellow classmates of class of 2025, congratulations and welcome to the profession of medicine. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now please welcome the Interim Associate Dean for Faculty Affairs, Dr. Quinn No Metzger.
It's my great pleasure to recognize our faculty and staff, many of whom are here or among our virtual audience. We have more than 1,800 faculty at our school, and they serve in multiple ways. Our faculty are exceptional, bringing a wealth of knowledge, dedication, and passion to the school. Their commitment to nurturing future healthcare leaders is evident in their innovative teaching and unwavering support for student success. I'd like to acknowledge all of our faculty from our 3 departments of biomedical, health system, and clinical science. First, I'd like the faculty in our biomedical science department to stand if you are able. They are experts in the various basic science core to physician training. You may be seated. Now I'd like the faculty in our health system science department to stand if you are able. This is the first department of health system science at any medical school in the United States. You may be seated. Now I'd like the faculty in our clinical science department to stand if you are able. This is our largest department at the school. You may be seated. We also have more than 200 staff at our school doing just about everything to create an exceptional experience for our students and our faculty. I'd like to acknowledge all the individuals without whom the school would not be able to function and invite them to stand if they are able. Thank you for being here with us this evening. Now I would like to turn it over to our chair of the Department of Health System Science, Dr. Pa Chung.
At a new school, tradition gets established constantly. In a way, we choose each tradition, and history will decide whether it sticks. You can find the history and meaning of the robes, hoods, caps, mace, and chain of office you see today on page 21 of your program, which represent traditions established in other schools in other times that we would like to honor and retain. You'll see many colors today reflecting previous alma maters. In our next segment, we will present the candidates and confer the degrees. The hoods lined in our school colors will be placed on each graduate's head by a member of our faculty. Each student has selected a faculty member who has played a meaningful role in their time here to hood them. At the beginning of medical school, our tradition is for students' family and friends to assist them in donning their white coat, to honor the journey they took to get to medical school. Here at commencement, faculty hooders take center stage, inviting our students to join them fully as practitioners in the profession of medicine. I would now like to welcome back Dr. Nichols and Dean Dalrymple for the presentation of the candidates.
We will now begin the presentation of candidates and the conferring of degrees. Are there candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine?
Dr. Nichols, I am thrilled to inform you that we have 48 candidates.
Dean Dalrymple, please present the candidates.
Students, please rise if you are able. Dr. Nichols, on behalf of the faculty of the Kaiser Permanente Bernard J. Tyson School of Medicine, I have the great honor to present the 48 candidates for the degree of Doctor of Medicine.
The degree you are about to receive is conferred by the Board of Directors of the Kaiser Permanente Bernard J. Tyson School of Medicine and accords you all the rights and privileges and responsibilities of a physician. I now confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Medicine and share the hope that your learning will lead you to enrich the profession and advance the practice of medicine in your chosen field. Congratulations.
Our new doctors will now come to the stage as their names are called for the placement of their hood. They will each be hooded by a member of the faculty they have selected. The names of the first half of the graduating class will be read by Dr. Ann Ecker, Senior Associate Dean for Student Affairs, and then the rest of the names will be read by Dr. Carla Lupi, Interim Senior Associate Dean for Medical Education and Associate Dean for Assessment and Evaluation. I will now ask Dean Ecker to come forward to begin the reading of the names.
Thank you, Dean Dalrymple. It is my pleasure to begin reading the names of both the students and the faculty members they have chosen to place their hoods. We ask that you please hold your applause until the name of the student and their hooder are read. Dr. Jacob Abrahams, hooded by Dr. Ali Tao. Dr. Priyanka Achalu, hooded by Dr. Arvind Chandrasekhar. Dr. Miriam Ahmed, hooded by Dr. Geraldine Inocencio Diaz. Dr. Amina Ahmed, hooded by Dr. Navdeep Sangha. Dr. Ahmad Olash, hooded by Dr. Stanley Satiyawan. Dr. Nala Al-Khatib, hooded by Dr. Justin Miyamoto. Dr. Kaylee Jean Allen, hooded by Dr. Brian Lynn Wynn. Dr. Samir Al-Salek, hooded by Dr. Annette Langer Gould. Dr. Aya Mohammed Badran, hooded by Dr. Rabia Rafi Razi. Dr. Carissa Natalia Lim Chang, hooded by Dr. Isabel Chen. Dr. Crystal Ting Ting Zhang, hooded by Dr. Jason Castillo. Dr. Michael Aaron Chapek, hooded by Dr. Eitan Rand. Dr. Mariel Colella, hooded by Dr. Roland Tang. Dr. Kashwant Kaur Dhaliwal, hooded by Dr. Anissa LeCount. Dr. Christian Gabriela Diaz, hooded by Dr. Kent Miyamoto. Dr. Henry Dong, hooded by Dr. Kathy Lee Shin. Dr. Victor Silva Escobedo, hooded by Dr. Chaleshe Nakande Price. Dr. Jesus Eduardo Fuentes, hooded by Dr. Eduardo Godoy. Dr. Miranda Naoki Gaines, hooded by Dr. Chaleshe Nakande Price. Dr. Sadiq Garba, hooded by Dr. Rabia Rafi Razi. Dr. Deshay Tennille Gear, hooded by Dr. Matthew Silver. Dr. Jacob Sina Garamani, hooded by Dr. Ronald Navarro. Dr. Olivia Ramsey Goodman, hooded by Dr. Lisa Montez. Dr. Paula Hornstein, hooded by Dr. Stephen Shee.
Thank you, Dr. Ecker. It is now my pleasure to continue with the reading of the names. Dr. Hee-Jung Kim, hooded by Dr. Shantae Gray. Dr. Michael John Langevin, hooded by Dr. Amy Porter. Dr. Cristo Armando Carrasco Mendoza, hooded by Dr. Jason Castillo. Dr. Shannon Gabriela Moore, hooded by Dr. Reza Caivano. Dr. Shahid Marquis Mohammed, hooded by Dr. Quincy Wang. Dr. Hayden Chu He Nan, hooded by Dr. Eugene Choi. Dr. Neem Hoa Win, hooded by Dr. James Lee. Dr. Wilkin Francisco Munoz Orozco, hooded by Dr. Adriana Barrett. Dr. Daniela Wang Pacheco, hooded by Dr. Chileche Nakonde Price. Dr. Nepori Pele, hooded by Dr. Deepu Gowda. Dr. Isabel Ramirez, who is unable to join us on stage for the ceremony this evening, and we congratulate her. Dr. Anna Lynn Richards, hooded by Dr. Ali Tao. Dr. Cruz Dylan Montgomery Riley, hooded by Dr. Linda Tolbert. Dr. Haley Beth Shoemaker, hooded by Dr. Raymond Chen. Dr. Ariel Rebecca Chen Silverman, hooded by Dr. Tiffany Hogan. Dr. Iris T. Smith, hooded by Dr. Carla Wicks. Dr. Caroline Sneed, hooded by Dr. Amy Porter. Dr. Brandon Thomas Towns, hooded by Dr. Rena Dave. Dr. Ariana Vajdi, hooded by Dr. Shadi Azadeh. Dr. May Let Hua, hooded by Dr. Tony Wen. Dr. Virginia Shie, hooded by Dr. Ronald Navarro. Dr. Jacqueline J. Shu, hooded by Dr. Ricardo Jimenez Kimball. Dr. Christian Allen Boats Zapp, hooded by Dr. Radu Pema. And finally, Dr. Daniel Han Zong, hooded by Dr. Veronica Lois. Thank you, everyone. Now I would like to turn it over to Senior Associate Dean for Research and Scholarship, Dr. Jonathan Finkelstein.
Congratulations, you've all earned this. The physician's oath that we will recite in a few minutes has been adapted by our school community to reflect the values we hold most dear and the ideals that our students are committed to carrying forward in their practice of medicine. In a profession that will continue to change, these values are the unshakable pillars on which the trust of our patients rests. The oath reminds us of our deep responsibility that we take on as physicians as we support the health of every patient and the communities we serve. We will do this in two parts this evening. First, I would like to call up some of our graduating students who will recite the lines of our oath in the languages of their ancestry. After this group of students concludes, we will facilitate a reading of the oath by all of the physicians assembled today in unison. Thank you all for bearing witness to this oath this evening, and I'll now turn it over to our students. Please hold your applause until the entire oath is read.
Arabic. أتعهد رسمياً بتكريس حياتي لخدمة الإنسانية.
Korean. 나는 환자와 환자의 가족, 지역 사회 구성원, 교사, 동료, 모든 직업적 동료들에게 그분들의 마땅히 받아야 할 존경과 감사를 표현할 것입니다.
Burmese. ကျွန်တော်၏အသက်မွေးဝမ်းကြောင်းကိုဂုဏ်သိက္ခာရှိရှိတမန်တမတ်ကြစွာဖြင့်လေ့ကျင့်ပါမည်
Bahasa Indonesia. Kesehatan pasien adalah pertimbangan utama saya.
Mandarin. 即使患者过世后，我也会尊重患者的私密资讯。
Spanish. Mantendré con todos los medios a mi alcance el honor y las nobles tradiciones de la profesión médica.
Vietnamese. Tôi sẽ không để cho khác biệt và về bản dạng gồm sắc tộc, giới tính, quốc tịch, đảng phái chính trị, chủng tộc, tôn giáo, khuynh hướng tình dục, địa vị xã hội hoặc các đặc điểm khác làm ảnh hưởng tới nhiệm vụ của tôi đối với bệnh nhân.
Spanish. Hago estas promesas solamente, libremente y bajo mi honor.
Persian. من رسما آزادانه و با سوگند به شرافتم این موارد را تعهد می دهم.
Please welcome the chair of the Department of Clinical Science, Dr. Anthony Burgos.
Good evening. Early clinical experience is foundational to our school's curriculum.
Starting in week 3 of medical school at the Kaiser Permanente Medical Centers, students are immersed in clinic with a physician preceptor in internal medicine or family medicine and see the clinical relevance of classroom teaching come to life. We rely on our physician preceptors not only to teach, but also to showcase the hallmarks of Permanente medicine: evidence-based, team-based, and patient-centered care. As a partner for 14 years with Southern California Medical Group, SCPMG for short, I've seen firsthand the commitment to medical education, and in the past 6 years, to welcoming our students into these clinical spaces. That commitment is led by Dr. Ramin Davidoff, the Executive Medical Director and Chair of the Board of SCPMG, and co-CEO of the Permanente Federation. Dr. Davidoff also serves on our school's board of directors and supports our school immeasurably in welcoming our students not only to their first clerkship sites, but to various clinical rotations throughout Southern California. Please welcome Dr. Ramin Davidoff.
It is my honor and privilege to represent today the more than 24,000 physicians who are practicing Permanente medicine every day. I am thrilled to welcome this class of graduates into our noble profession. The bulk of their clinical training has been with Permanente physicians, learning how to become compassionate caregivers. Please turn to page 1 in your program for the physician's oath. I would like to now ask our new graduates to stand if they are able and face their families and friends as they take this oath. I would also like to invite all physicians in the audience to join in reading the oath from their seats. And now we begin the oath in unison. I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. I will give my patients, their families, community members, teachers, peers, and all professional colleagues the respect and gratitude that is their due. I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity. The health of my patients will be my first consideration. I will respect patient confidentiality even after the patient has died. I will maintain by all means in my power the honor and the noble traditions of the medical profession. I will not permit differences in identities, including those of ethnicity, gender, nationality, party politics, race, religion, sexual orientation, social standing, or other characteristics to intervene between my duty and my patient. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Thank you, everyone. You may now be seated. And now I'd like to invite back to the podium our school's dean, Dr. John Dalrymple, to offer some closing remarks.
Thank you, graduates, and Dr. Davidoff for sharing that inspiring oath. In closing, I want to thank everyone who joined us this evening, including those of you who joined us online. Thank you. For those of you here in person, let me review some technical details. We want to invite each of you to join us for the brief reception immediately following the ceremony. Exit out the front door, turn left, and walk down towards Hall C, which is located directly behind the auditorium. You will see people with signs to direct you. Momentarily, the procession will begin, and I ask the audience to please remain seated until all of us in regalia have exited. Our graduates will not come back into the theater, so please meet them outside the auditorium. Class of 2025, you are standing on the threshold of an amazing professional journey. Speaking for myself and my professional peers, I say without hesitation that the experiences, opportunities, and challenges of residency are what truly transformed us into physicians. Here's my advice to you as you embark on residency. You won't know everything, and that's okay. Frankly, in the beginning days, just focus on getting your schedule and routine down. That's important. You are not alone. Your community and those behind you, including those of us at this school, will always have your back. Don't forget to call or text them, even on the busiest days. Focus on what matters, and it's easy. It's the human being before you in the exam room. Be true to who you are and to what brought you to this fascinating, dynamic, and ultimately rewarding career. Good night, everyone, and enjoy this beautiful evening in Pasadena.